Hi Dalip, hi Subhasis. I am Rupali, the co-host for the webinar today. I am from EduPristine itself. So the seminar will be starting in few minutes. Thank you for joining early. Hi Mr. Dirish. Good evening. Hi, Mr. Srikanth. Good evening. I hope I am audible to all. Uh, hi, I am I audible to all? Can you please type in the chat box?
Hi, Rupali.
Hi, sir.
So, shall we get started or are we expecting
Uh,
people to start?
sir, can we wait for next 5 minutes? People are joining.
Sure, no problem. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. Shubhashish, the video will start within few minutes. Like there will be a live session which would be conducted by our sir, Mr. Vasant. So he will be conducting the webinar. You need not worry about it. Thank you. Sir, can we start?
Yeah, Rupali.
Okay,
Sure.
okay,
Let
sir.
me start
Sure.
the video. Okay, and let me share my screen. Okay, so we have a decent strength. Okay, let's get started. So, good evening, everyone. So, first of all, welcome you all to show the willingness to attend to our webinar. Okay, on this fine Sunday. Thanks for all that. Okay, so let's get started. So, this is introductory webinar on CMA, and this is coming from EduPristine. Okay. So in this 1 hour, so it's going to be for a duration of 1 hour. In this 1 hour, you're going to see things like what is CMA, what this particular certification is about, and how to get this certification, and how it's going to benefit you in your career, and then what are the offerings that the president is going to have for you. Okay. So let's start with the introduction to the certification we are going to see. We are going to talk about CMA, which stands for Certified Management Accountant. Okay. And so just instead of just knowing the expansion, so let's try to understand what each word stands for. Certified, so it's a certification we all know, and A is an accountant, so it's an accounting certification, of course we know. And the most underrated word, but the most significant word is M. M stands for management. Okay. So this is precisely the reason why this certification is going to be more empowering than some of its peers. Okay. So this is going to help a candidate to do better management, whatever be it in a corporate world. Okay. So let's proceed further. And this particular certification, it has its base organization, which is Institute of Management Accountants, IMA, which is based out of US. So IMA was founded as a non-profit organization in 1919 in the US and has grown into a global organization. So you can see the presence in the world map. It's there everywhere, and India is has been growing ever since its advent into Indian students. And apart from US, it has a very big base in Dubai. Okay. So coming to how many active members it's having. Overall, 1,25,000 members in more than 150 countries, 10 global officers, and 300 IMA chapters. So what is this IMA chapters? So it is going to include all the professionals or students who have cleared IMA, and these are individual entities formed by the active CMAs within their own cities. So for example, IMA chapter Pune, IMA chapter Bangalore, IMA chapter Delhi, etc., etc. So this is where once you are complete with your certification, so this is the linking unit through which you can interact with all the other CMAs, and you can train students, and you can grow up in your career. So this is the key networking link, I would say. So where in India, there are a lot of chapters in India. And there are more than 150 CMA review course providers globally. So that can tell you review course providers means the textbooks, the content preparers, or the trainers. So there are more than 150 globally. So that gives you an idea of how significant this particular certification is in the world of corporate. Okay, so that's the basic introduction about IMA and CMA. So let's proceed further. Now coming to India. So IMA, as I told you, it has been growing very big in India, especially in the last 5 years. Okay. And there are 20 plus university and college programs. So there are a lot of universities which have integrated this curriculum of CMA US into their college program. To be precise, the semester subjects. Okay. 3 platinum approved providers and 40 plus active partners and course providers and corporates engagement. So IMA is targeting everything. So it's targeting the colleges, it's targeting the institutes which are going to train students, and finally it is targeting the corporates which are going to provide jobs to the students. Okay, so in the entire value chain of student turning into a graduate and then finally turning into a professional, so IMA is there everywhere, and this is going to grow in the next 3-4 years, that's for sure. Okay, now coming to the member segment. So 34% of them are professionals and 66% of them are students. So that means there are a lot of people who are taking up CMA when they are students, and 34% who are taking up CMA as part when they are professionals. And from my personal experience, I've seen quite a few organizations who insist working professionals to complete this certification as part of the career growth or career progression. Okay. So that's general market penetration of IMA in India. Now, CMA is at work. Okay, so as I told you, the most important word of CMA is M, which stands for management. So CMA is going to add value in all these roles. Okay, so as a fresher, you are generally going to be a finance analyst or business analyst or a cost accountant or a budget analyst. Okay, so immediately once you are into the corporate world, these are the roles you are going to get. And slowly, once you move up the value chain, could be finance controller, finance manager, directors, and finally CFO and CEO. Okay, so as you say, management is a what do you call, is a role which is being done by all the job descriptions listed here. Okay, so if you ask management comprises of everyone which is listed here. So CMA is going to add value to all of them. Okay, and one more quick announcement. So if in case of this presentation, if anyone is having any questions, please do type in your questions so that it can be taken up if relevant at the same time, or it will be taken up at the end of the session. Okay. Now, steps to becoming a CMA. So these are the requirements, what are the mandatory requirements you need to complete in order to call yourself a CMA. Okay. First thing is completion of 2 exams. That is the most important part. So this is the part where 99.99% of the significance should be given to, because once you are done with the exams, you can call yourself CMA cleared. Okay. Apart from that, there are a couple of things which you need to satisfy. Second thing is you should have a bachelor's degree from an accredited college or university in any major. It could be from Bachelor of Science, Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Commerce, or Bachelor of Engineering, anything. But it should be a bachelor's degree from an accredited college, so that you should call yourself an undergraduate. And second, 2 years of relevant work experience. So once you satisfy all these 3 conditions, you can call yourself a CMA. That means you are going to have active membership in IMA. So there could be a few questions here. So I am a student. Can I do CMA? And I just have 6 months of work experience. Can I write CMA? Yes. So all the second and third criteria are actually for getting the CMA certification. Okay. And for taking CMA exams or for writing CMA exams, you can write when you are a student or when you have completed your graduation but not yet into a job, or you are into a job with just 1 or 2 years of experience or 5 years experience. For taking exams, there's no criteria. I know people who are taking exams as early as BCom second years, and I know people who are taking exams who are 10 years into the corporate world. Okay, so for writing exams, there is no criteria of education or experience. But for once you are complete or once you have cleared these 2 papers, then you need to meet these 2 criteria to get your CMA. Okay, so Second, some people might ask, so once I clear the exam, what can I call myself? You cannot officially call yourself CMA, but you can mention in your CVs that you have cleared CMA exam with so and so percentage. So that's the key. So ultimately many people would be preferring to do CMA to get into a good job, right? So once you're done with your exam, and this is what is going to be your key differentiator on your resume. Okay, so not only your clearing of the exam, the score is equally important. Okay, now, so 3 E's you can call. First one is exam criteria, second one is education criteria, and third one is experience criteria. Clear? Any doubts? I don't see any questions. Okay, now coming to let's drill down more onto the exam part, which is the most I wouldn't say toughest, but this is the most challenging part. So unlike other US exams, CMA exam can be taken anywhere in India, any big city or any major city in India. It should be available in for Chennai, Bangalore, Hyderabad, Pune, Mumbai, Delhi, any state capital, to be frank. And it is a computer-based exam, so it can be taken in any prometric center. You must have heard about prometric centers. So that's where IMA conducts the CMA exam. Okay. Now, where is clearly addressed. Now let's come to when can you take the exam. Again, unlike many Indian exams, there's a lot of flexibility built into this particular exam window. Okay. You can take CMA exam in 6 months of a year. What are those months? Jan, Feb, May, June, September, October. It's not like first 6 months. It is basically 2 months. Jan, Feb, you can take exam, then 2 months break, then May, June, then 2 months break, then September, October, then 2 months break. Okay. Okay, there is a question from Bikash Bajar. Does all questions type is MCQ? So we are going to get there. Okay, so let's complete the when and where part of it. So these are the 6 months of a year wherein you can take this exam. Okay, and as I told you, there are 2 parts exam. You can take these 2 parts in any order. Candidates can schedule their exams at their own pace. There's absolutely 100% flexibility in that. They can take part 2 first, part 1 later, or part 1 first and part 2 later, any order. Okay. On an average, candidates complete the program within 12 to 18 months. So that is the, what do you call, if you ask me personally, that is like the upper limit, the maximum time. Okay. But if you ask me, the minimum time a student can clear, if the student has the only focus, especially for people or students who are seriously looking for a job, getting in CMA before getting into a job, and if they're rigorous, they can even complete within 6 to 8 months. Okay, this is the lower limit, and the upper limit is 18 months. Okay, you can adjust your pace based on your speed of learning and based on your time availability, and roughly it can be around 8 to 18 months. So this is your lower limit, and 18 is your upper limit. Okay, so it's a 2-part exam, and okay, just a few more things about the exam. It's each exam duration is 4 hours. Okay, and if you just want me to tell the blueprint of the exam is, or the pattern of the exam is going to be 100 MCQs followed by 6 to 7 short answers. Whereas in CMA, in its own words, they call it as essays. But when I say essays, people normally misunderstand to be very long answers, like they have to write in pages. So that's not true. In Indian terminologies, you can call them as short answers, and totally not theory. It will be basically case studies. Okay, they will be giving you 2 situations, 2 cases, and after reading and understanding those 2 cases, you will be asked 3 or 4 questions in each of those cases. Okay, It includes both numerical, wherein you have to use some formula, substitute, and then give the answer, and then present your justification. And there could be some analytical analysis. So you may need to decide which one to go and substantiate your answer. Basically, essays or short answers are going to be application oriented. Clear? So max duration or time to exam, I think I just mentioned, it has to be 4 hours. Okay. And just yeah, let's since we started, so coming to the exam timing, I told 4 hours. So 4 hours stands for 240 minutes. In this 4 hours, if you are going to ask me the split, 100 MCQs should be completed within 3 hours, 180 minutes, and the remaining 1 hour is to be spent for essays. Okay, so 3 hours for 100 MCQs, 1 hour for 6 to 7 short answers. Any other questions over here? And second, one more positive. So MCQs means people usually get excited. Okay, so you can be equally excited with another fact that there is no negative marking. Whenever there is MCQs, people always think, okay, there could be negative marking. That's how Indian exams have been designed, right? There could be writing starting from CAT till your IAS. There are all these exams with MCQs will have negative marking. But this particular exam, especially US accounting certification exams, do not have negative marking. So that is the second reason to be excited. And the third reason, I would say, from my personal experience, one question is going to have only one answer. Or in other words, so whenever we say multiple choice questions, it's basically choose the best, right? So answer any two, answer any three, pick the best two. So such questions are not going to be there. One question will have one answer. Either it's going to be A or B or C or D. The reason why I'm saying this is good news is because the moment we have two or more answers, the combinations can be numerous, right? So that's going to increase the chances of getting an answer wrong. So since that's not there, it's going to be really, really straightforward. The probability of getting an answer right, if you don't know anything, is 0.25. If you know anything, it has to be 1. Okay. And what are the other questions? Max duration of, okay, the 18 months which I mentioned is for the student right from day one. Assume this is day 1 because this is the first step you are taking into the journey of CMA till the time you are getting your passing score, that you have cleared your CMA. Okay, that is your 18 month. But if you ask, EduPristine is gonna pace the course in such a way that we are going to complete our training within 6 to 7 months. So that I'm going to discuss in the upcoming slides. So let's hold on. Now, if MCQs gets completed before 3 hours, can we use the extra time to use short answers? Really good question. Yes, there is an option. Say, for example, if you're completing the MCQs in 2.5 hours and you're very confident that you have completed and you want to move on to essays, so you can submit the MCQs and you can use that extra half an hour for essays. Okay. So even there is another flexibility or another good news. But this comes with one caveat or warning because the accuracy of your answers in MCQs are critical for getting to essays, because once you have cleared or once you have answered 50% of the MCQs right, only then you are allowed to go to essays. Okay, 50% is like 50 questions out of 100 questions. Okay, so don't make options very hastily. Okay, so my suggestion would be 2 or 45 minutes should be the right time. Okay, and do a quick revision and then go 10 minutes adding to your essays is always recommended. Okay, so enough of the exam part because we are going to get much more details when we do the actual course. Let's move on to The next slide. But the basic underlying principle is the exams have a lot of flexibilities built into it, so that the students will not be burdened by memorizing numerous things. So the CMA exam is not going to test your memory, it's going to test your understanding of finance concepts. So all the questions are going to be application based. That's the last good news. Okay, let's move. Now coming to the content. So we have spent so much time in the duration and exam part of it, but coming to the content, what is going to be a syllabus? As I told, two parts. So part one syllabus, it's going to have 6 topics, and part two syllabus is going to have 6 topics. The name is financial planning, performance and analytics. Part two is strategic financial management. Okay. Now, as I told you, this is a management accounting certification. If you ask me one word, if you are good at pattern recognition, can you tell me out of this 12 topics, which is the most repeated word? Can anyone tell me? People who are good in pattern recognition can easily identify. Most repeated word. Management goes with the count of 3. Yes, that's one. Analysis, I think, goes with the count of 2 analysis and 1 analytics. There's a difference, but still fine. I'm not getting the word I'm looking for. Anything else apart from analysis and management? Finance. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Finance, financial. It's there. Okay, but I'll tell you the word. It is decisions. You see, external financial reporting decisions, decision analysis in part 2, and investment decisions in part 3. Okay, if you ask one thing which any member in the management is going to do on a daily basis is decision making. So once you become a part of a management team, so what you are supposed to do? So you are going to have a lot of things changing around your company. So you'll have to adapt to these changes by taking efficient and effective decisions. Okay, so that is the core area a management expert or management professional is going to do, and that's where our curriculum is completely aligned. Okay, so again, going into the content, CMA has the habit of revising the contents every 5 years. So the second last revision took place in 2015, and the recent revision revision happened in 2020. So this particular content or syllabus is going to be there for the next 5 years. So we need not worry about any syllabus changes or anything. Okay. So if you go to the part one, the last word, technology and analytics, it's been the new topic introduced right from Jan 1st of 2020. Okay. And what is technology analytics? How it is related to accountant or how it is related to management? You might have a question, but I'll tell you 3 buzzwords, which are going to be, anyone working in corporate will be aware of these 3 buzzwords. Artificial intelligence. This has been doing the rounds quite a while. That's fine. But second, RPA, robotic process automation. I personally have heard of this word only a couple of years back. Then third, I think many might be aware of it or might be interested, blockchain, cryptocurrency, bitcoins. Okay, so all these 3, we don't know what is the level of impact these evolving technologies are going to create in the business world or in the overall human lives. Okay, so understanding these are very important. So once you become part of the management team, you need to leverage these 3 technologies in your business models, whichever kind of company you're going to be part of. Right. So no, this is an unexplored area. Just the first step the humans are taking into all these evolving technologies. So that is where we are training you. right at the beginning. Okay, 10 years down the line, we won't know what is going to be the impact these evolving technologies have created in human lives, in the companies, um, or in the overall lifestyle. Okay, so that's the part which was added from this year. Okay, apart from that, in general, if you ask me external financial reporting, so we will discuss or we'll study more about the how to prepare financial statements. Okay, planning, budgeting, forecasting. Okay, this is where management acumen is required. How to budget, how to forecast based on past. Past is not the best representative of the future, but we should not ignore past, but at the same time we should do good amount of forecasting, prediction, right? And performance management, cost management, internal controls, auditing area. Why internal controls are very important. Okay, next comes the financial statement analysis part 2. So this is the other side of the coin. In part 1, first topic, we talked about how to prepare financials. Now go to the other end. Now when you are as a general public, how are you going to analyze the financials? As a competitor, as a lender, as a customer, how are you going to analyze the financials? Okay. Next comes your corporate finance, the most famous finance topic. Decision analysis, risk management, investment decisions can also be called as capital budgeting. Next, the professional ethics, last but not the least, because ethics is going to be a key area for any accounting certification. Okay, so what are the IMA standards of professional ethics? You'll be getting training on that. Okay, so if you ask me broadly, part 1 syllabus is going to be very similar to Indian cost accounting syllabus, and part 2 is going to be very similar to Indian MBA syllabus. Okay, as I told you, it's not just going to train you to become an accountant or cost accountant, it's going to train you to be a management expert. So if you ask me, the best degree or professional degree related to management is going to be MBA, right? So CMAs are going to be on par with MBAs. So that's why the entire syllabus of part 2 is going to be revolving around management subjects with respect to finance, of course, because MBA has other disciplines, but MBA finance is going to be the relevant syllabus for CMA. Now, let's go to the bottom of the slide. Each exam part will consist of 100 MCQs, which we know, and 2 30-minute essay questions. That's why I told 1 hour for essays. Okay. Passing score. You know what is passing score? So how much of marks you need to get in order to clear the exam. Okay, that is 360 out of 500. So in other words, each part is going to be, you're going to be evaluated for 500 marks, and you need to have scored at least 360, which roughly, which is 72%. Okay, in percentage terms, which is 72% you will have to score. Can you think of any exam in India where the passing score is so high, as high as 72%? I don't think any, but CMA is going to have passing score of 72%. That's not difficult, to be frank. That's easy, but that is how they are maintaining the standard of people who are clearing the exam. So only if you're achieving a particular level of expertise in the contents of CMA, you will be able to score 72%. Only those people are going to be branded as CMAs. Okay, that's how they maintain the brand value. Clear? And no negative marking, which I've just mentioned. And one more important thing, you'll have to score 360 in each of the parts. It's not like if you score 400 in part 1, you can score only 320 in part 2. No, that luxury is not there. You will have to score minimum of 360 in each of those parts. Okay. Again, these are very basic and simple things to know. Okay. Let's move on to the next topics. Any questions so far? I don't see any. Okay. Now, these are the details of what Each topic is going to be revolving around. Okay, I'm not going to bore you with this because just a slide which is going to explain each of the topics. Clear? Now, let me go to the next slide. What part 2 is going to be about? These are the topics. Because the reason why I don't want to explain all this is where we are going to spend much of our time once we are starting the course. So let's get the more know-how part of it. Okay. Now, finally, what are the kind of support, what are the kind of recognition, what are the kind of values we are going to get once become a CMA, once we become a CMA, and once we become an active member of IMA. Okay. First thing is you are going to be certified CMA and certified in strategy and competitive analysis. So again, that you can get. Now, continuing education. So continuing education is going to be key everywhere because accounting or management as a profession, they are going to be changing every year or growing or developing. Okay, so we cannot say once we are done with CMA, we can always be CMA because according to the world's changes, we also have to learn new things. So this 50 plus free webinars are going to be available to you once become an active member, and a lot of CPE points you'll get. Now, what are the career resources? Career Driver, which is going to be a career management tool, Ethics Center, Leadership Academy, and research and publication. So you're going to get a publication which is called Strategic Finance Magazine, okay, and Management Accountant Quarterly. So these are the what do you call the magazine part of it. Now, global community, as I said, a lot of chapters are going to be there, city level chapters and India chapters. So that's how you do the networking, and you can even organize events. Okay, as I told you, this is going to be a ever growing organization. IMA's presence in India. So a lot of new things keep on getting added up every year. Now, what are the benefits of obtaining a CMA? US-based CMAs, no CPA, earn 28% more in total median compensation than those without both CMA or CPA. Okay, so this is the impact CMA is creating in US. Okay, whereas coming to the global, where India is part of, CMA is earn 50% more than in total median compensation. So your salary approximately is going to be 50% higher than those without CMAs. Helps distinguish you from your peers for certain financial and accounting jobs. The CMA is a globally recognized certification. Of course, I need not stress this fact. It is definitely being valued in India, the US-CMA. Okay. Any other questions? Now, what is the value of CMA? It is prestigious, professional, rigorous, empowering, and competent. The most important is the last part. It is competent. Okay, so it is going to train you on key things which are definitely going to make you uh, employment ready or management ready. Okay, so that's how your competency levels are going to be very high and of a particular standard, so that you are readily employable. And if you are already employed, it's going to make you better thinkers, better decision makers, better management professionals. Okay, now who should get a CMA? Okay, so what is the target audience? Okay, professionals who want to work in management and be proficient in financial aspects of the management role. Second, professionals who want to demonstrate professional expertise in financial planning, analysis, control, decision support, and ethics. Okay, so basically these are different domains or areas within the finance stream. Okay, be it consulting companies, be it manufacturing, oil and gas, or airline companies, wherever it is, the finance team or the strategic team is going to be, or any person who is going to be working under CFO. Okay, all these are going to be the different job descriptions. Now, finally, people who want to distinguish themselves as management ready without having to go through an MBA program. Okay, this is Again, very, very important. See, a lot of people compare CMA certification with other accounting certifications. Okay. I wouldn't say that is very true, and we are not giving due credit to what CMA is. Not just about an accounting certification, it's much more than that. You can even compare CMA with a actual post graduation degree, okay, which is MBA. Okay, so once you are done with CMA and once you are into a organization, so you should make sure that you should be on par with the another stream which is also training students on management. Okay, so you'll have to compete with them. So that's the kind of expectation CMA certification is going to be setting. Clear? Again, so just a glimpse of what kind of events IMA had. So whenever IMA is conducting an event, it's going to be applicable for all its members. In India, we had one placement drive for with Amazon. Okay, so a lot of such events. That's why I told IMA is targeting everywhere. So in the entire value chain of student, IMA is targeting students, I mean the colleges or universities, and IMA is targeting the training institutes like us, EduPristine, and then it's also targeting the corporate world, the companies. So when Amazon is having such a tie-up, so it values the certification of CMA. Okay, it values the standard which CMA is going to setting. So Amazon feels that the people who are certified with CMA are definitely going to be adding value to their organization. Okay. Now, so editorial coverage of IMA's activities in India. Now, let's move on to some more specifics about the training program. Okay. So we are going to talk about Becker. So Becker is a globally recognized word. It's one of the famous words or course providers you must have heard throughout the world in case if you had researched. Okay. They do contents for most of the US certifications, accounting certifications or finance certifications. Okay, there's a question which shall we take it up at the end because it's quite specific to the individual. Okay, we'll take it up at the end. So Becker, okay, so it's a very in case if you're not aware of it, please do a quick research in Google. You should know. Okay, you should get to know what Becker is about, etc. Now, why are we getting to know that? Because Becker is the content provider for us. Okay, so what is about Becker? Becker is a professional education institute, is a global leader in quality professional education, empowering people to advance their careers for more than 60 plus years. Okay. And Becker's approach to CMA review focuses on deep understanding and retention versus memorization so you can focus your studying and score high on your exams. To help you succeed on exam day, Becker's exam review provides an array of study options to ensure no surprises on exam day. Okay, so we are talking of the textbooks, the material, the contents. Okay, Becker is the publication which we are going to follow. Now, let's come. Why Becker? Okay, so it has a legacy of content providing not only for CMA, for all US finance and accounting certifications and finance courses. Okay, so totally roughly around 1 million candidates are prepared with Becker. Okay, the top 100 accounting firms rely on Becker for the staff's exam preparation. I know a lot of companies who have their internal training being based on Becker's materials. Okay, because the widely known topics, I don't have to market, but in case people do not know, I'm just uh, explaining them. So 2,900 accounting firms, corporations, and universities have chosen Becker. Now there is a second question. The CMA certification helps to students who plan to do MBA as well. Okay, just quickly answering that. I know people who have done CMA after MBA. I know people who have done MBA, I mean CMA after MBA and MBA after CMA. Okay. So the career, I mean, the path you want to choose depends on you. But to be frank, it depends on what kind of time availability you have. Okay, especially in this lockdown time, uh, getting enrolled into a college MBA is going to be useless without in-person program. Virtual MBAs are literally, I mean, they are going to add value. There's no doubt about that. But virtually doing MBA is like the soul of MBA is being taken off. Okay, so that's the problem with doing MBA right now in this lockdown situation. If you ask me, 6 months I have a job and I'm working from home, or I am a student, I'm studying from home. 6 months or 8 months, so CMA can be a great value add, which is very, very much achievable. That's why I'm saying. Okay, so now whenever we say Becker is the content provider, not just the textbooks. Okay, that's the first part. Hard copy textbook you are going to get, one for part one, one for part two. Ebooks, the PDF format, which you can open in any of the laptops, even in your workplace. You can, if you want to have 15, 20 minutes, you can open and study. 24 months of software access, so 2 years basically. 2500 plus multiple choice questions. So this is the most important part. So whenever we talk about a content provider, okay, after we go through the contents, so we are going to, as a faculty, we are going to deliver the lecture on a particular topic. We are going to train you, and sorry, you're going to prepare on your own, revise the topics, and you'll have to practice the questions. Okay, so if you ask me, if I'm going to spend 100 hours on CMA preparation, 80 hours you are going to practice multiple choice questions. Practice makes a man perfect, right? So that's the basic proverb, which goes very well or very much aligned with CMA preparation. Okay, so 2500 multiple choice questions. Okay, this is where you are going to be just a beginner and then to become an expert. Each question is going to add value to you. Each question is going to throw you up into different scenarios. Each question is going to teach you a lot of things. Okay, so MCQs practice is very, very, very important. Next 70 essay practice questions. Find a digital flashcards. The key things, you're going to get everything in flashcards, and that this is a very, very handy tool, especially when you're using mobile apps. And then mock exam, you can practice your CMA. As I told you, 4-hour exams. So 4-hour exams, I've never before taking CMA, I've never had any 4-hour exams in a stretch. So it definitely requires a lot of practice and mocking the exams. I mean, you should have a mock environment of this exam. So mock exams are going to be helping you. Comprehensive progress test, so you can track your progress, track your accuracy level, track how much time you are taking. Okay, and then exam tips, study planner, quiz assessment, all these things are going to be part of your books. Okay, so these are very very, very good offerings from Becker. So in the, when I said 6 to 8 months, so these are the things where you are going to spend much of your time apart from the uh, faculty training. Okay, so one other question which I'm going to note. Okay, now we learned about IMA. So far, what are the things we have covered? We came to know what is CMA. We came to know what is IMA about, one, how they are increasing their presence in India. Then we discussed about Becker. Now we must have a question. Then why all this is being done by a team from EduPristine? Okay, so this is where we are going to help. Okay, so EduPristine is, again, how it's going to help you is we are going to package all these things. Okay, you need not go and select which certification, which content material, which online test bank, and how to study, get the books, and then get to the training. You need not pick and choose each one. We offer you a package. What it means is we are going to help you getting trained. That's the first part. Okay, And we are going to provide the material. As I told, it's going to be from Becker, and we are going to guide you throughout this next 6 to 8 months. Okay. And finally, we are going to help you register for the exam and then attend for the exam. And finally, after sales service. That means once you are done with your certification, EduPristine is going to help you connect or help you on the placements part. Okay. So that's the broad outlook. Now coming to live virtual classrooms. Okay, is going to be nothing but a live class. I mean, it's going to be very similar to what's happening right now. Okay, you are being addressed by a person who is physically present somewhere and is interacting with you live, because I can respond to your questions. It's not a recorded session. And virtual, because we are not located in the same place, so it's through the virtual. So this is available, one of the famous options. And live classes, of course, it's there. Okay, people who are interested in a typical live classes where the virtual mode is not going to be suitable for you, we also have an option. Okay, subject to government regulations after the lockdown. Okay, once those restrictions are lifted, live classes are going to be readily available. Okay, then access to recordings and practice questions. Okay, practice questions, as I told you, and the recording means, so whatever the faculty is delivering to you, I mean, like the PPT I'm presenting to you, these sessions will be recorded and they'll be posted in LMS, Learning Management System. So you can refer to them whenever you want in the future. You want to study the same part once again, so you can obviously do that. Okay, so these are the kinds of offerings we are going to help you with. Okay, now how the course, someone asked me, so how many hours of classes we are going to have? It's going to be for 18 months. No, we have structured the curriculum. We have structured this course in such a way that we are going to complete the entire 2-part program within 6 to 8 months, max 7 months. Okay, so 175 plus hours of training, which is spanned around 30 weeks. 30 weeks should be how much? 26 plus 4, 7 months of instructor-led classroom training. So which is the live classes, 24/7 online access to program material. So you can have access to them anywhere, anytime. Industry expert faculty members. I am one of them. Okay, just for your information. Access to 175 plus hours of exclusive recordings. So all these sessions are going to be recorded for future reference. So this is the classroom training, and these are the live virtual classes or online training, you can call it up. 175 plus the same number of hours, same kind of faculty members, and 24/7 access. Okay. Now the timings, yeah. Now next comes the timings. Okay. Now let's start with the fee structure. Okay, as I told you, material, certification, and more than that, the training is the most important part. Okay, so training fees, classroom is going to be 1 lakh, including taxes, and this is going to include everything. So that your training, your books, your online access, your LMS portal, recordings, your online test bank, everything. So everything from Becker plus everything your training you are going to get from EduPristine. This is, I mean, you will be getting for this 1 lakh. Okay. And the EduPristine training and everything is available to you for 1 year, and all the Becker thing is going to be available for 2 years. Okay. Now this is for the live classes. So the locations are Mumbai, Pune, Bangalore, Delhi, Hyderabad, and Chennai. And the duration 7 to 8 months, 175 plus hours. And the timings, usually in order to accommodate for working professionals and students, so we are scheduling the classes on Sunday, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Now, online training, you can also opt for that. Again, validity of 1 year with EduPristine, and validity with Becker is going to be for 2 years, because basically, if you have within 7 to 8 months, you will be completing all the classes in EduPristine, and you can always review the recordings within a year. But my best recommendation would be to complete this entire certification within a year. But in case if someone for reasons, because of job constraints or because of when you're a student, you might have exam constraints, you're not able to complete, then also you can complete in the next few months. So Becker Access is going to be there for 2 years, because when you are done with all the courses, the second year you are basically going to need only the practice, revision and practice. Okay, so that's where we are making sure, I mean, we are in a way making sure that you're going to complete this within 2 years. 2 years is the max limit. My recommendation is between, so once 7 to 8 months is going to be done, within next 1 or 2 months you must have given the exams. Just to give you a rough idea of how much time I took, I from day one till the time I took both my exams, the duration was around 5.5 months, 5 months and 10 days. Okay, and I was working when I had done that. In case if this um, what do you call, this can give you an idea. Okay, I had done hard work, so I had literally spent 2 hours every day, okay, on the CMA apart from the training. Okay, so training fees for online 85,000 inclusive of taxes. So it's going to be through online 7 to 8 months, and the schedule is going to be slightly different. Saturday and Sunday 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. Okay. Now there is a third option. Okay, this may not be suitable for all, but there could be some people who have good accounting knowledge, good finance knowledge, but they want to get this certification within a very short period of time. They are so confident that they think they don't want the training, but I just want the contents. So even we have a solution for them who wants to write it in a very, very short duration, say 3 months or 4 months, by just doing a self-study. So we give the textbooks and Becker content along with all the offerings of Becker for 37,000. Okay. Okay, so whenever I said online is going to be live. Okay, all those see, live classes are going to be live, and even the online classes are going to be live, like the way whatever is happening right now. Okay, and these classes will be recorded and will be available for future reference. Clear? Now, all these things you are going to pay for the training and the textbooks or the contents. Now, the second table at the bottom, these are the fees you are going to pay the IMA directly. Okay, this is what everyone is going to pay throughout the world for getting CMA certification. Okay, but the good thing is, if you're a student, you're going to be getting good discount. Okay, professionals, the fee is different. Student, this is the last column. So annual membership fee, one-time fee again. Entrance fee, this is valid for 3 years. Okay, and CMA exam fee per part. For taking each exam, you will have to pay exam fee. Okay, so these are, again, I'll tell you the amounts without discounts. Okay, IMA always gives some discounts. Okay, they call it as bundle discount. It could range from 10% to 50%. So the numbers or the dollar values may not be final. So that's where EduPristine is going to help you. So whenever there are some discounts, EduPristine will be notifying you, so that based on your plan, you can pay the fee within that discount period. Okay, that's how things are. Any doubts here? So, okay, there's a proverb. The bitterness of poor quality remains long after the sweetness of low price is forgotten. Okay, so there could be numerous meanings coming out of it, but the most important word is quality. Okay, so not, I mean, we can whatever marketing or things we can do, the quality has to be maintained, and that's where EduPristine is going to focus more on. If you ask me, there is another proverb related to this. Satisfied customer is the best salesperson. I don't know how many of you have heard this saying. Okay, so one was, if someone has got the service of EduPristine, and if you go and review, so they are going to be vouching for us. Okay, there are a lot of people who have cleared CMA. Okay, within very short span of time, 5 months, 6 months, 7 months, 8 months, 10 months, 12 months, depending on their pace. Okay, we have a solution for all the gamut of students. So that's pretty much it. What's the time? It's 6. So, okay. So let's now take it up for questions. You can ask questions. I have a couple of questions unanswered. Let me just answer. I just miss access to EduPristine recorded session duration. Okay, it will be of the same duration of the class. Okay, you're asking how long would it be available for you? It will be available for you, I think, 1 year. Yes. Yes, Rupali, you can.
Any more questions if anybody is having? Okay, so thank you, sir, for the session. It was really very informative. And thanks to all the attendees as well. Each one of you will be receiving a call from our counselors as well to understand more regarding the course if you have any questions later on. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. Thanks, Rupali. Let's close the session.
Okay, sir.
Thank you.